Thank you for joining. It's Monday, so we'll practice a grounding yoga asana practice today. Please find a comfortable seat to allow yourself to arrive. That might mean silencing devices around you. We'll have the opportunity to use blocks and strap today, but as always, we can make do if we don't have these tools. Allow yourself to arrive. So giving yourself a couple of full breaths, starting to settle in. And noticing that you are here right now. Noticing what comes with that. If there is a sense of urgency, maybe there's sleepiness, any expectations or goals for the week, we could notice them. And then while committing to do our very best, we can also know that we can only control so much. So letting the week unfold as it will. If you'd like, join your hands together in front of your heart. Inhale deeply for one long Om. Continuing to sit tall, offering a mudra today, Boom Mudra. We can bring our peace fingers to the earth. The thumb, ring finger, and little finger are all together. So just like you're making a peace sign and then planting your peace fingertips on the earth. If you're seated in a chair, you could also press your fingertips into your thighs. This is a nice grounding mudra, Mother Earth mudra. Taking a couple of breaths here, you might imagine drawing that grounding, creative earth energy, inhaling, drawing it into the body, exhaling, giving it back, grounding down to all that is. With every inhale, the spine lengthens, the crown of the head floats up a bit. With every exhale, you might feel an anchoring or a dropping in. Another breath or two, you might think Lam. Lam is the Bij mantra of the Muladhara chakra, the root chakra, just adding another element of grounding. And after you close out the cycle of breath you're on now, we can slowly flutter our eyes open if they were closed. Ta-da! Made a cat appear. All right, make your way onto your spine, bringing your strap with you if you like to use that for leg stretches, and the block if you like to use that for your leg stretches to support your thigh. And as we arrive on our spine, we could begin with our knees bent, keeping the feet planted, letting as much of your spine and back decompress onto the ground as possible. So it might take a couple of breaths here. Your arms can be out wide or hands can be on your body. Noticing with every exhale that perhaps you soften a little bit more, perhaps your surface area increases and more of your back body kind of melts onto the ground. And as you breathe here, I'll share one of our quotes for today. Learning how to love is the goal and purpose of spiritual life. Not learning how to develop psychic powers, not learning how to bow, chant, do yoga, or even meditate, but learning to love. Love is the truth. Love is the light. Lama Surya Das. On this day of love, Valentine's Day, we can consider our love for ourselves, for those around us, moving in ways today that support yourself, nurture yourself. Gently hug one knee in towards your chest and then the other. Your legs might be together, or you might have the thighs out wide, giving a little bit more space perhaps for your belly and your body. In fact, let's all bring our knees out wide and then hug your shins in, or wherever you can get at your legs. You might have your hands under your calves. However, you're bracing your legs. Imagine hugging your knees towards your shoulders and then flex your feet. We can notice here that this is very similar to the yogi squat garland pose, just flipped on its back like a turtle flipped on its shell. For the next breath or two, maybe you rock side to side a little. I'll encourage us to keep our heads heavy on the ground, letting the shoulders and neck relax as best you can. And then you can stay just like this if it's exactly what you feel like you need right now, or put your left foot on the ground, hug your right knee in, this time bring it in alignment with the chest, and then straighten your right leg towards the sky, remembering that we never have to actually have a straight leg. We're just energetically going in the direction of straight. Go easy on your hamstrings, and if you'd like, you can interlace your hands behind your right leg, and with the fingers interlaced, you kind of have a clamp option with the heel of your hand. You can clamp, squeezing and releasing your hamstring, giving yourself a loving massage. Someone's having a morning joyride. Another breath or two, another massage or two. And then if you're using the strap, you can loop it over the bottom of your foot, extending the right leg long. Left leg can stay as it is, or maybe you send the left leg long. Spread all of your toes wide. You can point and flex both of your ankles if you'd like. Another breath or two like this, noticing if you're holding the strap or the leg with unnecessary rigidity in your hands. Maybe you can soften a little. And as you're ready, open your right leg out wide to the right. You might have blocks stacked under your hip, so your thigh doesn't have to go so far wide. Maybe you're supporting yourself with your hand or with the strap. The left hand can be on your left hip, helping you keep that sense of grounding. Or maybe you open the left arm out wide. You might even look over the left shoulder as you breathe. Another breath or two here. It's an act of love to give yourself this time. And as we're on our mat, we're always inviting in a non-judgmental attitude, allowing your body to have this experience. As you're ready, slowly we'll guide the right leg back to center. Open the right arm out wide, left hand holding the strap or the leg if you're not using a strap. Keep your right hip anchored to the ground and bring the leg across the midline over to the left. Just however many inches it takes until you feel sensation on the outer edge of your right leg, the muscles around the IT band. Imagine dropping your right hip away from your heart, keeping it heavy on the ground. You can spread your toes wide, bringing more sensation in perhaps. You can stay like this, isolating the lateral muscles of the right leg, or let the right hip lift off of the ground, transitioning into a twist. Breathing wherever you've gone, about 3 more breaths. And as you're ready, come back to neutral. Bend your right knee, drawing the knee towards the armpit, walking your hand up the strap. You might even catch the pinky side edge of your right foot like half of a happy baby. Your left hand can rest on your left hip, or you can bring the left hand to the back of your right thigh, again giving your quad, or sorry, your hamstring a little bit of love, squeezing and releasing or tapping. And as you're ready, release your right foot to the ground, hug your left knee in towards your chest. And you can send the right leg long. Extend the left leg towards the sky. Interlace your hands interlace your fingers, and with the heel of your hand, squeeze behind the left leg, squeezing up and down as much as you can reach. And re-extending the left leg, looping the strap if you're using it. Toes spread wide, helping us to energize our legs. You can point and flex both ankles. Again, this is just a little way to support the lymphatic fluid pumping through the system. And then extending your left leg as long as it comfortably goes, never forcing the knee straight. Breathe deeply here. Softening your hands, your arms, your shoulders. And as you're ready, the strap or the leg comes into the left hand. Open your right arm out wide. Guide the left leg out wide to the left. Keeping the right hip heavy on the earth. Maybe look over the right arm. Full breaths. Observing the mind, if it's jumping around and making lists. Just return here. This time is valuable. As you're ready, guide your leg back to neutral. Switch the strap into your right hand. Left arm opens out wide. Imagine dropping your left hip away from your heart and guiding the left leg a few inches over to the right. And pause, extending the left leg as long as feels healthy. And notice where you're feeling sensation, trying to isolate here the muscles associated with the IT band. The IT band itself doesn't really stretch, but the muscles around it do. So taking this time to breathe and create space in your connective tissue. And if it feels right, you can let the left hip lift, still guiding the left hip away from your head and heart. That means our torso is staying long, it's not crunched and folded up. Breathe deeply. One more breath. And as you're ready, return your hips to neutral. Bend your left knee towards your shoulder and armpit. You might be able to catch the outer side edge of your left foot, pinky edge pulling down. Your right hand might come to your right hip, helping you feel anchored. Maybe you come and give yourself a massage one more time, back of the left thigh. And when you're ready, release the strap. hug both knees in towards your chest. You might rock side to side. We'll make our way all the way into forward fold. So you might rock onto one side and push yourself up. Maybe you curl into a little ball, tuck your chin towards your chest, and begin to rock. Your feet might touch down. You might push yourself up. By any means necessary, make your way to Uttanasana, forward fold. Breathe and hang heavy here. Shake and nod your head. You might let your shoulders slide up towards your ears, letting gravity really droop them, but practice keeping your neck soft and relaxed. Your mouth might even be open, jaw slack. You could sway side to side if that feels good, straightening one leg and then the other. Take a peek at your feet and we'll make sure that they're about hips distance apart. Second and third toes centered with the middle of your heel. Go ahead and lift up your toes and then try to anchor into the base of your big toe, base of your pinky, those bottom corners of your heels. You can keep your toes lifted or light throughout practice. On your next inhale, lift up halfway, long spine, like this L shape. Core muscles engaged, hugging up here, crown of the head drawing away from the base of the spine. One more breath. On your exhale, soft knees, fold forward. And on your inhale, push into your feet, rise all the way up, reaching out and up. Exhale, fold all the way back down, softening your knees as you go. If you have a block there, go ahead and give it a squeeze between your upper thighs, or maybe you like it between your ankles. I'll encourage us to incorporate the block, and if you have a strap, go ahead and grab that. From our forward fold, strap in the hands, block between the legs. Inhale, root down, reach all the way up. You can softly bend your knees and send your hips forward, lifting your heart and arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms down in front of you, squeezing the block or imagining that you are. Engage your core, anchor your tailbone down, lift the crown of your head. Lots of intentional engagement here. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, take a twist to your left, keeping your hips pointing forward. Inhale, come back through center, reach up. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale, forward. Exhale, twist to your left. Inhale, forward. Exhale, twist the torso to the right. Inhale, forward. Exhale, bend over to the left, making our banana shape. Left hand dropping towards the ground. Nice side body stretch. Staying for another breath. On your inhale, come up through center. Exhale, tip over to the right side. Still squeezing the block, helping us anchor our feet to the earth. If the neck is fatigued, you can look down. One more breath. Come back to center. Inhale, reach your arms up, shoulders slide up. Exhale, bend your elbows, bring your arms back behind you. If your ribs splayed out, then engage your core. Try to draw it back in. Arms like muscle arms out to your sides behind you. Drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Keep your jaw soft. Keep the hands and arms as soft as they can be while still supporting and holding the strap. As you're ready, roll your head forward. Slowly bring the left ear towards the left shoulder. Core engaged. Keep lengthening your tailbone. Soften if you've got a really intense grip in your hands like I keep doing. And on your exhale, roll your head forward. Go ahead and drop your arms down behind you. Take your time. This is a lot for the shoulders. You could roll your shoulders up, back, and down to kind of reset as we get there. Arms reaching back behind you. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, soft knees fold forward, keeping your arms up overhead as we settle into Uttanasana, forward fold. On an inhale, rise back up. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, lower your arms down and release the strap and the block. Inhale, reach out and up. Imagine you're still squeezing the block. Exhale, Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Imagine the block is still there. That might give you a sense of buoyancy and support. It can look like a little zigzag, perhaps sinking your hips lower. We can hopefully see our toes in front of our knees. Maybe we can lift our heart. One more breath. And on your exhale, fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step your right foot way back, drop your right knee, untuck the toes. Inhale here or reach your arms up. Yogi's choice, 3 breaths. And when you come to an exhale, plant your hands, tuck your right toes, step yourself into plank pose. You can always lower your knees or you can stay here for 3, 2. Keep breathing, externally rotate your arms. So wrap your arms around, that way the elbows point more towards the thighs. On your next exhale, touch your knees down, lower your torso all the way. Toes point back, long, low back. Inhale, lift your heart. 3 breaths in Bhujangasana. You might be floating your hands off of the mat, really working the upper back. Maybe you press your hands in, drawing your heart forwards and up. On your exhale, lower down, tuck your toes, press yourself up through plank or tabletop. Find downward facing dog or triangle shape, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remembering anytime we hear Sanskrit, the original language of yoga, we can send a little love to India for this gift that they've shared with the world. On your inhale, look forwards, and exhale, step or swing the right foot to the right thumb, whatever it takes to get there. Drop your left knee and untuck the toes. You can keep the hands grounded or reach them up. About 3 breaths. And when you come to an exhale, touch your hands down, tuck your left toes. Inhale, looking forwards, and exhale, step into the right leg, standing splits. Walk your hands forward. Drop your left hip. So there might be a tendency here to stack the left hip on top of the right because then the left leg goes higher. But if we keep our hips level, there is the shape we're looking for. One more breath. And on your exhale, left foot steps down, fold forward. Inhale, rise all the way up, reaching out and up. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale, reach to the sky, and exhale, Utkatasana, awkward chair pose. Lift your toes, engage your core, lift your heart. Breathe for 3, 2. On your exhale, fold forward. Step your left foot way back in space. You could lower your knee or you could keep it lifted. Inhale, option to reach your arms up overhead. Anjaneyasana, crescent lunge, whether the knee is lowered or not, whether the arms are lowered or not. Breathe deeply. On your exhale, release your hands to the earth. Find your plank pose. Long line of energy through the body. Core engaged, push the earth away. One more breath. You're strong. On your exhale, lower your knees, lower your torso. On your inhale, lift your heart. Bhujangasana, full or baby. Tops of your feet press into the earth. On your exhale, lower down, toes tucked. Push yourself up through plank or crawl your way to downward facing dog. You could also pause in child's pose, just about 3 breaths here. On your inhale, look forward, core engaged. Exhale, step or swing the left foot to the left thumb. You might lower your right knee, you might keep it lifted. Hands could stay on the earth or rise up. Asana, crescent lunge. Another full, slow cycle of breath. As you're ready, release your hands to the ground. Big inhale, preparing to step into your standing splits. Exhale, launch off. Landing on the left foot, you can walk your hands forward. Notice if the right hip is stacking on top of the left, and then see if you can drop it, keeping the right hip level. Stand into your left leg. One more breath. And as you're ready, set your right foot down. Hang heavy. On your inhale, rise all the way up, reaching out and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pivot on your heels so your toes point out. Inhale, lift your crown, long spine. Exhale, start to sink your hips down, doing the best you can, passing through garland pose for 3, 2, 1, and sink your hips whenever you're ready. And then roll slowly onto your spine. As you arrive, open your arms out wide, let your legs slowly fall from side to side, passing through a few gentle twists. And as you're ready, send your legs and arms long for Shavasana, or perhaps today keeping your knees bent, feet grounded, letting your legs knock together. Or maybe there's another Shavasana option that calls you. Wherever you go, let yourself arrive there. And another Monday inspiration. In the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go? Jack Kornfield, the Buddhist and mindfulness teacher. In the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go? Feel free to stay and savor the end of your practice as long as you'd like. For those of us who need to end at 30 minutes, we'll meet back in an easy seat, perhaps giving yourself a moment of that boom mudra, peace fingertips to the ground, sitting tall, feeling connected. Another breath of acknowledging that you are here now, noticing what that means. And if you'd like to close with an Om, you could draw your hands together in front of your heart, remembering that the sound represents the entire existence, the cycle of existence, all of the experience. Inhale deeply. Thank you for sharing your practice.